Hey everyone! Welcome to The Young and the Restless. I'm Jane, and I'm so excited to have you here. If you love Young and the Restless, then you're in the right place. Make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss a video. Alright, let's dive right in. The Young and the Restless spoilers for Tuesday, July 8th, state that Tessa Porter will propose divorce, while Victoria Newman finds unexpected solace. Some marriage proposal prep is also in the works, so here's what YR fans may expect. For openers, Danny Romalotti will speak with Daniel Romalotti Jr. about organizing a special night for Christine Blair. Danny has told Daniel about his wish to propose to Christine, so it's time for him to finalize his plans and carry them out. Danny may be concerned about Christine's response, but he will also be hopeful and may receive some encouragement from Daniel before making his daring move. While Danny prepares to propose, Tessa and Mariah Copeland's marriage will fall apart even further. Mariah will understand why Tessa is upset that she blew up their family without providing a proper reason. Although Mariah will acknowledge the sorrow and anger she has caused, it will do little to alleviate Tessa's frustrated mood. After Tessa yells at Mariah for not letting her in, she will hint at maybe making the separation permanent. Mariah and Tessa will have a difficult chat about whether they can still fix things or if divorce is the only way forward. Victoria will continue to battle with loss now that Cole Howard has passed away. Victoria will feel confused and worried about the future, but she will not have to go through it alone. On Tuesday's episode of YR, someone from Victoria's past will step up to console her. Victoria and Nate Hastings have recently reconnected, however he may not be the person mentioned in this spoiler. Victoria has a tumultuous relationship with Chelsea Lawson, but they've had some pleasant moments in recent months. After Chelsea learns more about Cole's awful fate, it appears that another one will follow. Chelsea will eventually cross paths with Victoria and react to the devastating news that Cole has died. Chelsea will be able to embrace Victoria and provide comfort when she is most in need. According to The Young and the Restless spoilers, Victoria will appreciate having someone to lean on, especially given how far away her family is right now. Tessa had always been a quiet, determined lady, her emotions often veiled beneath a calm facade, but the choice to seek a divorce had not come easily. For months, she had struggled with the growing gap between herself and her husband, the once vibrant relationship reduced to polite conversations and shared tasks that felt more like burdens than gestures of love. She had tried, truly tried, to rekindle what they once had, but the spark had died, leaving only a hollow echo of what had been. The night she finally made up her mind, she sat alone in their dimly illuminated living room, the weight of her decision weighing down like a tangible force. She knew he'd be taken aback. He'd always been the optimistic one, believing that love could withstand anything. But Tessa had at her limit. She couldn't keep pretending, pushing a happiness that didn't exist anymore. She planned to file for divorce the next morning, and while the prospect terrified her, she also felt a peculiar sense of relief, as if she was finally allowing herself to breathe. Meanwhile, Victoria had always been the family's rock, the one everyone turned to in times of trouble. So when Tessa told her about her imminent divorce, Victoria did what she usually did: she listened, comforted, and offered unshakable support. Victoria was astonished by her own reaction, despite her cool exterior. Instead of the anticipated sadness or concern, she had an unexpected sense of comprehension, even relief. She'd witnessed Tessa's marriage disintegrate over time, her sister's grin grow forced and her laughter uncommon. As much as Victoria despised seeing people in misery, she couldn't help but believe that Tessa had made the correct decision in finally choosing herself. That night, after Tessa had gone to bed, Victoria sat in her kitchen, sipping tea and pondering on life's twists. She'd spent so much time being the strong, dependable one that she rarely allowed herself to think about her own wishes. But Tessa's courage sparked something in her, a quiet conviction that, just maybe, she, too, deserved happiness on her own terms. Daniel was preparing for the most significant event of his life in a modest apartment across town, cluttered with half-packed boxes and scattered designs. He'd known for months that he wanted to propose to his girlfriend, Emily, but he wanted it to be perfect, not just some great, flashy gesture, but something that genuinely represented their love. He'd spent weeks organizing every detail, from the private beach at sunset to the handwritten vows in his pocket. His buddies had chided him for being overly thorough, but Daniel didn't mind. Emily was the love of his life, and he wanted this moment to be just as memorable as she was. As he double-checked the ring for what seemed like the 100th time, his thoughts turned to the future, the life they would create together, the obstacles they would encounter, and the love that would sustain them. He knew marriage wasn't always easy, he'd seen enough failed couples to understand that. But he also understood that for Emily, he was willing to put in the effort and pick her every day. The thought filled him with quiet determination, a sense that he was exactly where he was supposed to be. Tessa awoke the next morning with a knot in her gut, feeling the weight of her decision more than ever. She dressed slowly and deliberately, as if delaying the inevitable. When she eventually got down with her husband, she spoke quickly, her voice quivering but resolute. His reaction was precisely as she had feared: shock, disbelief, and rage. He sought explanations, reasons, and anything that would help him understand what she was saying. Even as she tried to explain the years of quiet sadness and the growing distance between them, she knew he couldn't understand. He saw their marriage as salvageable, whilst she saw it as irreversible. The argument lasted for hours, alternating between wrath, tears, and tired quiet. When they finally parted ways, him to the guest room, her to their now empty bed, Tessa felt drained, hollow. But, beneath the tiredness, there was a spark of relief, a quiet confidence that she had done the right thing, no matter how hard it was. Victoria, on the other hand, found herself in an unexpected situation. She was the one seeking comfort rather than providing it. Following Tessa's confession, she contacted an old friend with whom she had not spoken in years but who had always understood her in a way that few people did. Their talk was effortless and familiar, as if no time had gone at all. And then, unexpectedly, he offered the words she didn't realize she needed to hear: "You deserve happiness, too, Victoria." It was a simple phrase that hit her like a lightning bolt. For so long, she had prioritized everyone else, her family, her friends, and her career, that she had forgotten what it was like to want something for herself. That night, she lay awake, replaying his words in her head. Is it conceivable she could have more? That she may allow herself to desire more? The concept was horrifying, exhilarating, and completely new. Daniel's proposal day came with beautiful weather, blue skies and a soft wind, just as he had anticipated. He'd spent the morning putting everything together, from the scattered rose petals leading down to the shore to the small string quartet hidden just out of view. When Emily came, bewildered but smiling, he grabbed her hand and walked her to the water's edge. The speech he had rehearsed 100 times flew out of his head the instant he looked into her eyes, but it made no difference. The words spilled out nevertheless, raw and honest, directly from his heart. When he sank to one knee, her hands shot to her lips, tears running down her cheeks. Her yes was barely audible, but it was enough. As they hugged, the sun setting behind them, Daniel felt overwhelmed with gratitude, for her, for this moment, for the life they would have. Tessa's first night alone at home proved to be more difficult than she expected. The house's silence was suffocating, and every creak of the floors served as a reminder of what she had lost. But as she sat on the couch, wrapped in a blanket, she let herself feel everything: grief, remorse, and terror of the unknown. Then, gradually, something else emerges, a little, frail hope. This wasn't the end, it was the beginning. She had no idea what the future held, but for the first time in years, she felt empowered to mold it. Victoria, too, was on the verge of something new. That morning, she called her old acquaintance again, this time inviting him for coffee. It was a modest step, but it seemed momentous. As she hung up the phone, her heart beat with fear and excitement. She had spent so long being the strong, dependable one that she had forgotten how to want and need. But maybe it was time to recall. And Daniel? He and Emily spent the evening laughing, planning, and dreaming, with their future wide open. He realized that love wasn't flawless. But, as he held her hand and watched the stars appear one by one, he couldn't think of anything more worth fighting for. 3 lives, 3 very different paths, all impacted by love, loss, and the determination to choose happiness. Tessa's divorce was not the end, but rather a painful step toward a fresh beginning. Victoria's unexpected comfort had become a trigger for change, a reminder that she, too, was entitled to desire more. And Daniel's proposal was only the beginning of a lifetime of choices, choosing love every day. The journey ahead would not be easy for any of them, but it would be theirs, messy, uncertain, and magnificently, uniquely their own.